many more people, how many more black people have to die till LAPD listens to us?
Yeah. Sweet, sweet sound of justice being served upon criminals who think that they can just get by. This is big. This is huge. The BLM needs to be the next, what do you want to call it? Grassroots group. I'm saying that in quotations because Antifa keeps on saying we're not an organized group of people who do things to like intimidate people. Using certain words to intimidate people to sway their opinion or make them make decisions. Sort of the roundabout definition for the terrorist type behavior. Anyhow, BLM never goes through towns and cities, groups of them mobbed together, lobbing Molotov cocktails and doing horrible things and burning down black businesses. And a lot of black police officers are no longer with us anymore because BLM came through there and violently did awful things in these small towns. And the video I'm going to show you is Patrisse Cullors talking. But this lady here I'm going to read to you about just pleaded guilty to like over $100,000, which is, this is what they could prove. I promise you there's more than likely, in my opinion, the way that money laundering works, there's money that you can't trace that she had received through the organization as a 501c3, lied about what she was doing with the money, lived a lavish lifestyle, just like Patrisse Cullors. Never put any money into the black community, never took in that money to rebuild any of the businesses that were burnt down during the BLM riots. Patrisse Cullors, in this video I'm going to show you, shows the $6 million mansion that she bought in a white neighborhood that was a gated community to be secure and away from any of the people that she was rowdying up. Check this out. So the lady that you see in this picture here is Monica Cannon, and she was involved in activisms when it comes to the BLMs, and basically she just turned this into a grifting operation so that she could live a really, really lavish lifestyle and talking about fascism and capitalism, how bad it is, and needing to disperse funds for she could have paid some reparations to other people. She could have helped her community. She could have took the money that she stole from this organization that was supposed to reduce violence on black people, which it stoked it on, and used this money to actually really help somebody. And everything that I'm going to read to this article, it shows you this is what happens whenever you get involved with diversity, equity, and inclusion, which excludes everybody. But Monica Cannon right here, just a little something. She's 44 years old, pleaded guilty money to 18 counts. But there's more than that. This is just a mainstream article. I dug through some of the other things, and there's over 20 counts that were put to the table there. And she may have just pleaded guilty to the 18 that we see here. But the activists scammed money, including $3,000 from BLM, while claiming it was to help feed children to run protests like in 2020 when the whole George Floyd thing. But really what ended up too, she also conned her way into getting like over $100,000 in federal pandemic-related unemployment benefits during the pandemic, where she used to pay off her personal auto loan, car insurance policy, and all kind of stuff. And this is a mainstream article that I picked up on, but Andy NGO actually goes a little deeper in this, and there's a lot more money that was dispersed out that this article won't tell you because it really makes the organization look really bad. This is what they do, by the way. They empower people who have no business dealing with that kind of money, who and watch this and see, because she realizes that her momentum is gained off of the rhetoric that she speaks, and so she spreads a bunch of misinformation about things that aren't factual to get people's emotionals a rise out of that. Then they give her support, and that gives her the ability. She was like on these like magazines. It was like Time. This woman here managed to get her picture in high-ranking magazines. I can show you some of the images that I ran across here, but she was highly involved in a lot of really violent activist riots that went on and stoked a bunch of. She owes money. She owes reparations. It says here, Monica Cannon. This is Boston Magazine, pleaded guilty to federal charges, revisited toward 2025 2022 profile on an outspoken nonprofit leader who was once one of the most outspoken and influential people in town and the voice of the black community in Boston. Well, how did that work out for you, by the way, black community? She just made you guys look completely, I mean, she did make you look stupid. She grifted off of your movement for her own benefit, and y'all guys benefited none at all. All the CVS's and all the like small businesses in that area that served you guys, so you could not have to, because the community, a lot of people, if not to judge, but transportation was a problem, so you had to use public transportation or walk wherever you went. They burnt all that down, so you can't get your prescriptions, you can't get anything, no food. All the grocery stores were completely annihilated. They stole everything. They rioted. And now made you look bad, really bad. And let me show you a video of Patrisse Cullors being addressed on the things that she did. This is absolutely wild. Check that. There's the mansion, the $6 million mansion, and they won't pan away from it. But that's a very, very rich white neighborhood that she's like, and she's going to make a wild excuse as to why they picked this one place, and then use this multi-room mansion to put all of her friends and stuff and have these parties, and then quote unquote raise money. And this is, like I say, she wants to help the black community, but she moved out. She left, and I'm going to dig up a video of her talking about how they're moving BLM over to a Muslim religion. And you know how that goes down. The Muslims are very peaceful. I guess, and the test results are in, and it was found to be that was a lie.
For any of the properties about me.
So I did a deep dive, and when I was covering a lot of the BLM stuff back in the day when this was sort of fresh on the market, I know there was a video of her talking about her moving her ideology and BLM into a more of a Muslim style belief. But I did find this. I couldn't find that video. It's been scrubbed. I even got Grok on it and couldn't find it. And I know there's one out there, but because of time constraints and trying to work on all the stuff here in the shop, I've got to kind of cut my losses. But I do have a video of her explaining how she identifies in like sort of a Muslim style. She's going to compare their African heritage to that whole like, what do you call that thing, Palestine mess. And look, guys, I don't have anything against Jewish people, but the Israel government's corrupt, so I'm not pulling from one side or the other, but I'm just letting you know that Israel does weird stuff in our government, and BLM and Muslim crazy people do really weird stuff to the people. And what's funny about this too, I want to add this little thing. When they were trying to censor that Ilhan Omar chick, why did the Republic, all these, if Muslims are so bad and Israel hates Muslims so much, why was there no AIPAC making sure that she was censored? Because obviously, and what tells me is that there's a certain level of this destabilization that needs to take place in America. And the fact that there's Muslims over here doing that, then it means that there's a beneficiary side of it to Israel, which is weird, but I think that that Israel's using some of they need that kind of destabilization to further their agenda so far as having the boogeyman for us to go against. So that's a whole other video, and maybe I'll talk about today on my live that Matt are going to do around 6:30. But watch this little clip of Patrisse Cullors explaining to how this whole South Africa, we are Palestine, and all this stuff is wild. Check this out.
Always. The other thing I'll say is Palestine is our generation South Africa. And if we don't step up boldly and courageously to end the imperialist project that's called Israel, we're doomed.
And just to wrap things up, she's the co-founder, meaning that there's other people involved. And when you find out that the other people involved are a bunch of rich elites that are both in America and overseas, to ensure that this is a successful money laundering organization and also another way of destabilization in America, and also changing the hearts and minds of non-white people so that they could be angry over misinformation being fed to them, kind of gives you an idea as to why it's so important for this organization to stay intact. And so, in my opinion, I think that because of the fact of what they're trying to do and how they've carried out other operations, they need to be in the same category as Antifa. And if you really want an organization to bring people together, you have All Lives Matter, because everybody right now is under the threat of tyranny due to the fact that the elites trying to put their iron fist on us through the financial system and elections that are manipulated and narratives that are set by Mockingbird Media. And that doesn't benefit nobody benefits from that. It just creates a whole world of destabilization and split, divide and conquer, which, by the way, there's also videos of them talking about how they're trained Marxists, with not with firearms, but understanding the art of debate and selectively editing ideology so that you can produce a communist style belief system without anybody even know that it was even a thing. There's a bunch of that stuff, and I'm gonna throw that at the end of this. So guys, take it easy. Watch this last little segment I'm going to throw at you, and thank you for watching, and have a wonderful day. And you can support this channel by subscribing it monthly to help me make a little bit of money, because this takes time away from a job. Bye. Big hugs. Big hugs.
I also think that it might, I think of a lot of things. The first thing I think is that we actually do have an ideological frame. Myself and Alicia in particular are trained organizers. We are trained Marxists. We are super versed on sort of ideological theories. And I think that what we really try to do is build a movement that could be utilized by many, many Black folk.